What's up, guys? I'm Joe. Today I'm talking about the new Seether album, Poison the Parish. So yeah, Seether's back with their 7th studio album, and what I'm liking about it so far is the return of a kind of heaviness for them. This album really has some of the heaviest tracks they've done so far in their career, I'd say. I used to be pretty into the band, back with albums like Disclaimer, Karma and Effect, Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces. I totally wore out that CD just by listening to it again and again back when that came out. Definitely still a great album to me. But then as they went on, I kind of fell out of it with them. They seemed to be going more towards I wouldn't say pop rock, but still a poppier kind of vibe, as opposed to the more post-grunge kind of feel that they had going on with the first couple of albums. They were moving away from that kind of darker lyrical tone, musical tone that they had become accustomed to. So I really fell out of it with those two albums that had come after Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces. There were some good tracks here and there, but overall nothing really stood out to me too much. So I definitely think Poison the Parish is the best thing they've done in quite a while, though it's definitely not perfect. I do like the heavier tracks on here. It starts out with Stoke the Fire, which just has a nice hard-hitting riff to it. Really starts the album off strong. Next you have Betray and Degrade, which it seems like over the last maybe 4 or 5 albums, the number 2 track slot for Seether has been where they've tried to place the hit, I think. Even on the more darker albums in the past, you had Fake It at the number 2 spot in Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces. The last album you had Same Damn Life, which I really didn't totally care for. So this slot in the album seems to be where they try to put the big radio hits. And you definitely get that feel in the beginning of Betray and Degrade, but what I like is that it just, as it goes on, it builds in intensity, and you have that awesome heavy bridge with screaming vocals from Sean Morgan. Definitely a lot of energy in this song, and while it has that kind of poppier feel in the beginning, it definitely pays off as the song goes on and it builds. And what I like about it is that it builds up. Then you have what I think was the first song that came out for this album, Let You Down, which is a song I definitely like. A lot of people say it sounds a lot like the song Stinkfist by Tool, and you definitely don't want to mess with Tool fans, they're pretty crazy. I could definitely hear that, but the first thing I thought of when I heard the song immediately, just when that riff comes in the beginning, is Take Out the Gunman by Chevelle off their album that came out a couple years ago. Not that there's really anything wrong with songs kind of sounding the same from time to time. I don't think it was a blatant ripoff or anything like that. But that song definitely hits hard. I do like the slower kind of riff to it, and that just reminded me of older Seether. It definitely got me excited for the album when I heard that song, and I still think it's one of the best on the record. I think the album has its downside as well. Now, Seether's never been a band to stray away from doing ballads or acoustic type songs or anything like that. And I always thought that they did a pretty good job with that on the first 3 records. You had songs like Broken, one of my favorite Seether songs off of Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces, which I think is super underrated, is a song called Waste, and that's more of a ballad type feel, but just a great, powerful song, great chorus. And I think the problem I have with Poison the Parish is that the lighter songs don't stand out to me like those songs did. I think when Seether used to try to keep it lighter and simple, with songs maybe like Rise Above This or things like that, the songs just always worked for me, but I feel like on this album they just don't stand out. Songs like Against the Wall and Let Me Heal, I think they're fine, I'll listen to them, but just nothing really caught my attention like a song like Waste did. Or Broken, which became a really big hit for them back when Disclaimer came out. So overall, I think this album kind of lags in the middle a bit there. You have really strong tracks to open it up with, and I think you have really strong tracks to close it with. One of my favorites for sure on this is Emotionless. Pure, 100% Black Sabbath, with those kind of psychedelic sounding vocals in the verses there. Kind of reminds me of Planet Caravan off of Black Sabbath's Paranoid album, and then it just hits you with the riffs, especially in that bridge with the dun 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 dun. That's just an absolute headbanger. Just totally kicks ass. I love that song. That actually might be my favorite on the album, Emotionless. And then it closes out with Sell My Soul, which I definitely think is the better of the more ballad-like songs on this album. It's got a little more of a hook to it than I think the other songs do. It's got good introspective lyrics that Sean Morgan is usually accustomed to. So yeah, I think the album overall really starts strong, kind of lags in the middle for me, but then ends pretty strong as well. I'm definitely enjoying a lot of the tracks on this album. Definitely the best Seether has sounded in a while, I think. Going back to their heavier roots, their darker kind of music, just more grit to it, more intensity and more excitement to these songs. So I'm definitely thinking a 3 out of 5 for this one. So if you like this review, you can check out more on this channel. There's going to be more to come throughout the summer. You know, I'm going to try to keep this thing going. Definitely having fun with it so far. So don't forget to subscribe so you know when more videos are coming. Maybe YouTube does this weird thing now where no one knows when videos are out. So just, just look, whenever. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.